What up, y'all? What up? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Dead Man's Mic, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. And, tonight is going to be a bit of a special episode or a special kickoff, if you will. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can see the announcement down at the bottom of the screen, and you can kind of see what we're doing if you can follow along there. But if you are listening, well, you know what? We'll get into that in a second. Craig, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Just coming off the heels of the last episode with HHN Obsession,
Yeah.
which was a complete banger. If you
Shout
haven't
out
seen,
Obsession, man. Seriously.
shout out to Obsession. If you haven't seen it, go after this episode, go back and check that one out. Um, Talking about HHN 35 and everything that's coming up, Jack versus Oddfellow, that already got me excited. I'm ready for HHN right now.
Hey, I was ready like yesterday.
Yeah,
Like last week.
Like, and then they coming out like with all the new perks of Stay and Scream, which has increased the price only because check this. They opened up the houses at 2:00. Like no lines, like you don't have no staying in the line, no lining up. They're opening up 3 houses.
Can we talk about the fact that has never been done in HHN Orlando history for
Never.
one? 2, we only know of one house right now.
Right.
But they're opening up 3 at 2:00, which means there are 2 more really big announcements coming out of this house lineup if they are going to open that mug at 2:00.
But here's a caveat with that though. They're at Universal's discretion. So that doesn't mean what that means is it can be like when all the houses are announced that it could be any one of those. But it's 3 of them. They're not going to be basically they're not going to be the same 3 houses. They can switch them up.
They can switch it up.
Like just like if one of the houses they did of the 3 is low staffed that night, then they can just switch it up into another house and vice versa. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be like one house that is like in the rotation like more often than not, which is probably going to be Jack and Oddfellow.
Absolutely.
I mean,
you got to open it at 2:00.
Color me excited because this just brings the hype level up here.
Yeah.
So
if it was at $9.99, it's at 1,000 now.
Right. If you open it up, like if they're opening up 3 houses at 2, like this is right when you go in for Stay and Scream. So you get your wristband and you just go into the house like they're open.
Yeah.
Like because at first, like when Stay and Scream started, you can like start like they say you can start lighting up like the line like the queue opens up so you can line up, but not like it is this year. I mean, they said the houses are fully open at 2:00. So hey, get them 5% tents ready because
get them ready. Get them
because
ready.
if you don't, your eyes will not be dilated enough to see. You will be in pitch black darkness.
And so
like this.
No, for real. And for those who don't know, Craig, you kind of segued us into the fact that tickets have dropped. Tickets are on sale now. They went on sale. What was that, Friday? I think they went on sale. Everything, no rush of fear, no frequent fear, none of that. Those are going to drop on a separate date. So be on the lookout for that if you want those. But as for single night, RIP, all that, it's good to go.
Go ahead and get them.
Get them. And don't wait. Get that shit now, especially if you travel.
Yep.
Like we're talking to you from the we travel standpoint of the event. Get it now.
and this is before we even got annual passes. So
exactly. Well, we are very excited about tickets being on sale, that just, that pushes us closer to the event. And so we really want to shout out another platform that, they kind of inspired us to do this. Shout out to Fear and Beer Podcast, man. They're some of the coolest people in the game, for real. They have great episodes. They're informative, but also fun. And for any of you who follow or listen to them, they did a March Madness HHN house list. It's a trilogy of episodes, 3 episodes, and they break down their worst ranked houses all the way up to their undeniable favorites. And what they did was all 3 of them had a different ranking, but they took them and averaged them and figured out the best way to put, each house in chronological order. And what I really loved about all 3 episodes was just, hearing other people's opinions about some houses that I agree with, some houses that I didn't necessarily like. I was like, oh man, I thought that was a banger, but they didn't really think so. But it was really, it was interesting. So I was walking the track at the gym the other day, and I was like, all right, I really think that we should do our own trilogy, but instead of creating our own list, let's react to their list and talk about what, how they put these houses in order, and let's give our own thoughts to it. Let's kind of react. So what we're going to do is tonight is going to kick off a trilogy. It's 3 episodes. We're going to react to Fear and Beer's list. We're going to break down the houses that they ranked in the order that they ranked them, and we're going to give our own opinions. And hopefully this will, kind of spark a conversation and get more people to kind of talk about some houses that we talk about a lot, some houses that don't get talked about a whole lot. So this should be interesting. So, in true Fear and Beer fashion, Craig, what you got over there? What you sipping on? Yeah, a little bit of Angry Orchard action.
Got that Angry Orchard, man.
Wait, what flavor though? What flavor?
Crisp apple.
Can't go
I
wrong
love
with
it.
crisp apple. Hey
Ain't go
man,
wrong, man.
I'm on my Cinco de Mayo over here on my Fiesta de Chupacabras.
Hey,
Got my classic Modelo.
stay
Can't
thirsty,
go
my
wrong.
friends. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Before we hop into this list, cheers to 35.
Hey, cheers to 35. You know,
Giant cheers to 35.
you go.
Man, we're gonna hop into this list because the way that they ranked these houses were interesting. I was rocking with this list a lot, especially at the beginning. There were a couple houses where I was like, okay, like, yeah, I completely get that. And then there were a couple where I was like, if this was my list, I would have put them, like here, there. But then when they delivered their points, it makes total sense. So let's hop right in at 50. And Craig, we'll start with you. The first house that came in, this came in at the 50 spot, 50 being the lowest ranked and not the highest. Hell Block Horror comes in at 50. Craig, kick it off.
Now, how I feel about Hell Block Horror being at 50 is I don't agree with that. I would say I don't have to agree with that. You know what I would put at 50 though? Goblin's Feast.
when we get further into this reaction, that might come up.
But I wouldn't put, like, out of the past 5 years, I would not put Hell Block Horror at 50. That is too low. I would say it would be at least, hot take, it would be in like the top 30.
I think top 30 is respectable.
It's top 30 is respectable. Like and the thing is, people don't give that house enough credit where it's due, because it was chaotic, but in a good way. I loved Hell Block Horror.
And Hell Block Horror was like a zombie prison.
It was
like a prison break type of thing.
It was like a prison break with like all types of like whether it be, so it's like, so you know how Cabin in the Woods is? It's almost like in that elevator scene.
I kind of remember that.
It's kind of like that. Like all the monsters was running amok, and there are Easter eggs of some creatures that were in previous houses. So
Okay. And see, what I remember from that year was always getting Hellblock Horror and Descendants of Destruction confused. They were very similar,
it's
but
and
when
it's
you go
easy to get
watch them,
it's easy to
it's
get those
different.
both confused. It's easy to get those confused too.
Yeah, definitely. Um, I didn't mind Hellblock Horror. I think Hellblock Horror was exactly what they said it was going to be. The description said, what it was going to be. It definitely wasn't my all-time favorite house, but for what it was, also it was in a lineup with some extremely heavy IP houses. And so when you put a house, in that, it's kind of living in that shadow a little bit. So for me, I think Hellblock Horror just kind of fell through the cracks on that standpoint. It just didn't hold enough like emphasis to really like put a damper on some other properties that it was alongside for that year. So definitely didn't mind it. It came in at 50. Fear and Beer had it at 50. The episode to their trilogy, the link to their trilogy will be in the description here. So you can definitely go check that out as you check this out. Coming in at 49, though. Now this one is interesting to me because I actually really like this house. But then hearing some points, I was like, all right, I kind of see what you're saying. The museum deadly exhibits came in at 49. I like the house, but I do
I
think
don't
it lacked a story. It lacked a
I don't
story.
like I'm not like I'm not disagreeing with this ranking though. Like it was a solid house. It was. But I think it did lack depth. It lacked depth. It did lack story.
Yeah, yeah,
I think they're just like, okay, we're just gonna throw a house together. Uh, you know, a museum taking over a museum takeover by, whatever, and they just threw it at the wall and see what stuck. I don't think they really had their creative brains on when it came to museum deadly exhibits because it was almost like a house that they just put there. It's almost like
yeah,
to like complete it, to like complete the rounds, because it's like boom, we got everything houses, we got all the other houses right here, boom, banger after banger after banger, and they just ran out of creative gas and was just like, well, let's just do this when they
yeah.
when they
It
didn't
kind
even
of
have to.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad, but I think the lack of depth is what killed that house. If there had been a much heavier storyline there, I think Museum lands at least in your top 35, top 30. You know
I
what I'm
say
saying?
top 40.
Yeah, or top 40. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
It was just a depth thing on that one. That was it. Now 48. This is what I personally would have had at 50. I'm standing on it. Spirits of the Covenant came in at 48
Ooh.
on the Fear and Beer March Madness house list. Once again, I don't think that this I don't even think that this house lacked
It,
depth.
it's
I
not
think that
bad.
this it, it,
Like
it
it's
wasn't.
not bad. It's like it's almost like how it coincides with Museum Deadly Exhibits, but it's definitely better than Museum though. But I would say that um I would just say Spirits of the Coven was just like a mashup thrown together type vibe. That's just how I felt.
It it was very like, obviously we knew it was a speakeasy. Like we knew that, but that was kind of all we knew. I always compare Spirits of the Coven to Room 13 from Not Scary Farm. It had that same vibe. The only difference is that Knott's had a bit more of a story. And it was easier to follow because of the story.
Right?
Spirits of the Coven threw me off. That casino scene, I say it all the time. That scene, threw me off so badly.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing about it because when it comes to, the speakeasy storyline, it was cool. Like the way the beginning of the house, it was cool. It was molded, it was meshing together. But as the house went along, it kind of like lost its way, like storyline wise. And I'm like, wait, wasn't we supposed to be in the speakeasy? Now we like, the story, it wasn't flowing for real. So that's, I
Yep.
don't know.
That was like the biggest issue with that house. And I think that's why it consistently ranks low on so many people's lists, because it just didn't, the concept and the potential was there. The concept and the potential was there for every house that was a part of 31, if we being honest. But it was just a story thing on that one. So that's just kind of where Spirits of the Coven lands at 48. Now at the 47 spot, this is where I'm going to argue this in a little bit. Coming in at 47 was A Quiet Place.
What? I am blown. What? You telling me?
Oh my God.
Goblin's Feast is ahead of Come on.
Dude,
Come
that one might not even get talked about in this episode. It might not. It was ranked pretty high, I will say.
Oh, Lord, okay.
Here's my thing, though.
I heavily disagree with that ranking.
Hey, Fear and Beer, no harm, no foul.
Hey,
man.
no harm, no
Quiet
foul.
Place was,
our buddies at Fear and Beer. I'm sorry, but hey, and
hey, here's my thing though. A Quiet Place was dope, and I will say, I had many run-throughs of that house the year that they had it.
Exactly.
But the only issue was my best run-through of that house was the very first time I went through it, and every run-through after that was not hitting.
Yeah, I would.
It didn't hit.
It's different when you go through it for the first time because you don't know what to expect. Everybody was quiet. Everybody was like, everybody didn't want to. And that's what made it cool because everybody followed. Everybody was literally quiet. Everybody was like following the quiet thing from the movie. Like you got to stay quiet.
Right. Everybody stay quiet.
That's what made it so good. People was playing along with that. It was so.
Yeah.
It was good to me. It was good to me.
Dude, that first walkthrough was great because the group in front of us, the group behind us, everybody just shut the fuck up and just went through there as if we were in the movie, and it worked. And it was silent.
Literally, like we was in the movie.
It was, I mean, like you could hear a pin drop in there. It was that silent. Went through 2 hours later. Y'all ruined it. Like you guys ruined it.
It's almost like by like 10, 11 o'clock, most of everybody went through that house and everybody started screaming. So
exactly, people were like, "I'm not being quiet for this. Like, it's just not gonna happen." And they brought up a point where they said it was the lack of scare actors and the amount of overly used animatronics in this house. Yeah. I can't argue that. There were no actors.
You can't really fault them for the lack of actors because the aliens are the main character of the movie. That's where the puppetry comes. I mean, most of everybody was used for the puppetry of the aliens because in the first Quiet Place movie, it was only like that family. And that's it.
Exactly.
The family and the aliens.
Yeah. So it's almost like because of the way that movie is built up, there's not a whole lot that you could do. Because if you start throwing a whole bunch of actors in, then more than likely you're adding shit to the plot that's not accurate, and then it gets weird. So like I definitely get what they're saying though. Because the animatronics look cool and you didn't know where they are, but that house was only effective if the people that you went through with were silent. And if they were not silent, then the entire aesthetic of what that was supposed to be is out of there.
Exactly.
So that was A Quiet Place at 47. That was a hard one to see all the way down at 47. I was like, dang, man. But
Yeah, it
I
was.
also think a Quiet Place lived in the shadow of Insidious the further.
It
Like
does.
it just did.
And that was one of the best houses of all time. So
it was very good. Now, moving up to the 46th spot. Now, this is a conversation that I always love to have with HHN fans across the community because everybody's thoughts are so incredibly different about this. This is our first Universal Monsters house to make the list at the 46th spot, and that is Eternal Bloodlines.
that
Eternal
I agree
Bloodline.
no hesi. No hesitation about it.
we have always said that out of the Universal Monsters lineage, out of those houses, Bloodlines is definitely the weakest link. And I don't know what it was about it. I didn't hate it. I actually praised it a lot the year that it was a house.
Right, like it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It's just the weakest Universal Monsters house, unfortunately.
Yeah. Because it definitely wasn't touching Unmasked or Legends Collide. It
definitely wasn't.
It just wasn't.
At all.
I think Bloodlines had a whole lot of potential, and I really do think that they let a lot of people down with Bloodlines.
Yeah, because of how excellent Unmasked and Legends Collide was. Everybody was expecting, oh, this is gonna be another banger.
Because they were already 2 for 2 off of those. Like
exactly. We already spoiled. So
and we had one before that, right?
Technically, that was Bride of Frankenstein Lives.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, and that was a banger too.
It was. That was a banger.
So at that point, we was 3 for 3, and we was expecting them to go 4 for 4. We going band for band, but unfortunately, it just didn't hit.
And it wasn't the detail piece. The detail was great. I just think they could have told the story a little better. And then if we're talking about Hollywood's Bloodlines, that one did piss me off because there were so many rooms there was just nothing in it. And
I
don't like that.
You know what I found out about Hollywood? They love their pitch black rooms with curtains with all black curtains.
You see the shit all the time.
Like literally, we was in Insidious, bro, and it was like a segment where it was just pitch black,
bro. Nothing.
I'm like, yeah. Where are we?
You get because no shit. They even had a bunch of that going on in Nightmare Trilogy, where there was like a scene and then like 2 long hallways of just nothing. You still get the sound effects, but nothing. So
I'm like, did they have a brain fart right here? Like, what's going on?
I'm like, can somebody get Murdy on the phone? Like, this is not.
No, it wasn't it.
It just wasn't that. Lower Lot Party though, all day long. You already know what it is.
Hashtag Lower Lot Party.
Now, this is where it gets interesting because I think that the next 2 we are going to heavily agree with. And then I think after that, we're going to start doing this a little bit up and down. Coming in at the 45 spot was The Last of Us.
Yeah, because it wasn't now in Hollywood. It wouldn't be that low because the Hollywood Last of Us was a whole lot better than the Orlando one.
Yeah.
The Orlando Last of Us, it didn't really hit. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like
And
it
you
had
know,
and it had one of the longest lines at the event that year, but it did not hit. Unfortunately, it did not.
and you know what I always say about like your Last of Us, your Fallout, you know, like a lot of those. Some houses, some properties just don't need to be a house. And I kind of feel like that's where The Last of Us came in. I feel like that was them trying to be experimental. Nothing
Now,
wrong, you know, nothing wrong with that. But
now I will say, I don't know why they didn't just do. I don't know why they just didn't base it off the show. Now, if they based it off the off the HBO Max series, it would have been a banger. But they based it off the video game, which there's nothing wrong with. But the show was just so good. It's like,
yeah,
you know, like I don't know. It was good. And
it
I
was
think
definitely, yeah.
and I think excuse me, had they based it off the HBO Max show, it would have been a whole lot better. But since it was based off the game, and you know, it could have been great. It had the potential, like you said, it had the potential, but it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit.
Yeah, it just didn't hit. Well, and that's why I don't mind being experimental because After Hours Nightmare was an insane experiment and it could have gone so left and ended up being one
And
of
it
our favorite
delivered.
houses.
It
It delivered.
delivered.
It delivered on
It
every level.
exceeded expectations. You feel me?
Yeah, no, it did. It did. We're spending after hours daily because of that house. Like that was sick. Well, now we got to talk about the 44 spot, which I totally agree with this. I totally agree with this, and it makes me so mad that this is what happened when they dropped this IP because it didn't have to be what it was. But that is Chucky's ultimate kill count.
I definitely agree with this, but it should be lower. If I'm honest.
I'm not gonna lie, it probably would have been like
And
49 or
and
50 for me. I
and you
like
and you know what? The reason why it's probably so high on their list is because it's Chucky. Had it not been Chucky, oh, we're talking 49.50 for sure.
yeah, absolutely. I
I appreciate the
once
effort though.
again, yeah, and like once again, it was more of a we're talking lack of actors, heavy relation on animatronics, and it was just like Chucky roasting on everybody on TV screens. I was just like,
I mean, if he was gonna do that, he might as well just have a show or something. Like not an hour.
yeah, like have a show. Yeah, it's not. We could have done something different.
Like he's
We
like
could have done something different.
every single room he's trolling us on the TV. I'm like, wait, what? What's this?
Yeah, he's just let's keep this moving. Let's keep this shit going. Like all right, but
This is one
where's
of my favorites.
yeah, dude, that house pissed me off because it didn't have to be that bad. It just didn't have to be that bad. I was like,
I'm,
why is it
I'm
this
like,
bad,
they
dude?
could have done so much more with Chucky because it's like this is one of the most iconic like slashers,
Yeah,
and you just I don't know. It was just like I don't know, man. I don't know.
yeah. It just
Didn't have to be like that, but it was unfortunately.
yeah, it didn't have to, and it was the one they announced on what was that Halloween night during HHN the previous year, got everybody hyped
Yes,
up.
and that's the thing. It got everybody hyped. Everybody
I
was
was
like, "Oh,
like,
this house gonna be a banger." Oh yeah, and then they just like
I'm like, I know y'all didn't hype that up just to do this.
and
It just
and the house had one of the more longer waits that year too.
and you know how I feel about houses in the Fast and Furious area because of that break in between. It kills the vibe
It does.
every single time. It does.
Yes.
So and that was 44. Chucky's ultimate kill count at the 44 spot, coming in at 43. Craig, you ready for this one?
Hey, let's do it.
Jason Universe. Jason Universe is clocking in at 43.
Wow.
43. Now,
Wow.
I'm gonna say
They probably talking about the Orlando version.
they are. This ranking is all Orlando houses.
Okay, yeah.
Jason Universe was a blast if you really weren't looking for, anything else.
Right, it
You're
was.
you're gonna go through the Jason universe. You're gonna go through Camp Crystal Lake, and you're gonna see Jason everywhere.
I really wish I went through this house lit. I really
And it
did.
was, dude. If we would have gone through there drunk, that would have been a different ball game
That would have been a
for real.
vibe.
Yeah. But I mean, like the gauntlet at the end was insane. Just the Jasons
Oh
popping out
man,
at you here, here, here. Like that was crazy. But I do feel
just
what they're
kidding.
saying.
Yeah, I
They're
do.
just saying there wasn't a whole lot of substance.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
I can see
get
that.
that. I
Mhm.
totally get that. I do think the lady that played the mom was awesome because they had her in that break, in between one area to another, which I really thought was amazing because
That's
like I
them
said,
putting because
that
like you could easily that's putting in effort. Like that can easily and they can do that for any other house that's in the Fast and Furious queue because you can use that break to mold the rest of the house.
absolutely, and that really could have killed the vibe, like we have been saying, if they wouldn't have done that. So Jason Universe in 43, I get it. I really do. I get it. It was still it was still up there for me. I really enjoyed it, but I get it. If you're definitely looking for something more of a storyline, more of a setup of any sort, then I totally get why you would not want to put that higher. Now, what they had coming in at 42 is what I think a lot of people would agree with. I got to side with Jamie on this one because she had this one a lot higher, and that was Grave of Flesh. Grave of Flesh came in at 42. Now it's
Okay.
getting interesting. When we start throwing originals in the conversation, that's when it
Hey,
gets interesting.
Big Grave. Can't even lie.
Big Grave.
Grave was it was a low it was a under I would say it's one of the more underrated originals because not too many people liked it, but still it's like it still has this appreciation about it because of the detail. It's so detail oriented.
The
It's not
detail was
like
insane. Yeah.
the attention is in the details. There it is.
My only thing with Grave of Flesh was kind of what they mentioned in their episode, where it's like you go through this massive facade. That gate and that opening was insane. We love that, right? But once you go in there, you go past the gravedigger himself. He says his lines. You go in the next scene and you look up and you realize that you're in the tomb. And then after that, there's just nothing happening. You're just going through dirt and there's just monsters trying to get at you and there's just not a whole lot else going on. So
You going through
kind
the
of had that.
afterlife.
Yeah, true. It kind of had like that Jason effect. Like it was just kind of, you had that one actual actor, as far as I can remember. I don't know if there were any other like characters with full lines, but that's where Grave of Flesh landed at the 42 spot. Definitely not mad at it. I will say I actually really loved the Grave of Flesh. I just loved the vibe that it created. I really did. And it was placed right next to Terrifier, which I do think is hilarious because the Terrifier line used to be out the ass. Grave of Flesh was a walk on almost every time. We would walk
Basically,
right on Grave of
it's
Flesh.
almost like once everybody was done with Terrifier, they went right to Grave, or they went to FNAF or YS6. So
Yeah. Big Six.
big six.
Now let's talk about 41. Now I have no qualms about this. I agree with this shit so wholeheartedly.
Okay, let's see.
Dueling Dragons, choose thy fate.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, this house did let me down.
Bring the coaster back.
It was
That's how I feel.
it was a downer. It not to say that it was bad. It just I Me, along with all the Dueling Dragons fans, expected so much more from this house. The merch went crazy and everything. Everybody was
The
hyping this
merch
house,
was
but
sick.
this was one of the most hyped up houses ever since it was announced that year. And when push came to shove, it was just it was just a stinker. I it let me
Yeah,
down. It let me down.
it just didn't. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. It just didn't do what it was
And
supposed to
and
do.
and the facade, the facade and Merlin giving the epilogue in the speakers while you enter the house was great. It was
And
great.
let's pay respect where it was a beautiful house.
It was.
But it was definitely the experimental, the beautiful, like the pretty house. It wasn't
Mhm.
about the scare. Like that house just wasn't
It
for
didn't hit.
that. So
Yeah, it definitely there was there could be more done. There could have been more done to like put it over the top and like
yeah,
give us a lot of fan service and you know a whole lot of uh a whole lot of fanfare for what it was due, but it just didn't hit the mark, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll forever be salty about them getting rid of it of the coaster itself. I don't think you can get rid of an
Man,
original banger like that and then want to do a house off of it. No, absolutely not. I
right.
just mm-mm. All right. Now we're moving into number 40. I'm kind of indifferent about this one. This has not ever like really been my favorite franchise or anything. It's another IP coming in at 40 was Stranger Things 4. Got anything, Craig?
I mean, it's warranted. Um, I would say it's one of the weaker Stranger Things houses that they've done for sure. Given that it had majorly long lines, annoyingly long lines, and this was back when Stay and Scream that you lined up when they held you in those holding areas outside in the heat. Oh my god,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
worst. It was
The
like
best thing they ever did was let us line up in the soundstage.
yes, and freely roam the park and ride some rides for sure. Soak up some AC, get some shows in, get some
Yeah,
rides in.
man.
Oh, the best. But that was back when unfortunately they had the holding areas, the holding area stay and scream era. Rest in peace. Um,
Yep.
but um, yeah, and it was and it was actually right next to um A Quiet Place and Insidious and Triplets of Terror. So that those holding areas of those houses always had the biggest lines, especially Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
But you know that house was just like it was almost like a mashup of all the greatest hits of that season, which it like and it wasn't like a like the story didn't flow well. It was just like
Yeah.
a greatest hits. Like, oh, let's put in the best parts of season 4 and just put it in the house. Like, that's all it gave, really.
Yeah. It just really didn't give a whole lot.
So I
Well,
agree with the ranking.
yeah. I don't that one I see no argument at all. I
I ain't
really
mad at all.
yeah. It lands in a good spot. And right at 40. I think the Stranger Things fans will probably have it a little higher, but I think right at 40 is a good spot.
Yeah.
Now at 39, this is one of my favorite originals so far. And I will say that when this original got announced, I actually was just kind of like, I don't really know about this. Not even I don't really know about this, but just I don't really know if this will hold any kind of,
Yeah.
like true, just like substance or anything. But coming in at 39 is Triplets of Terror.
Ooh, I love triplets.
We loved this house. We
It's too low.
loved this
It's
house.
too low. It's too low. I don't care. It's too low.
Sorry, Fear and Beer. It's a little low. It's a little low.
Triplets was that deal, man. I can't even lie. Triplets of Terror was a banger.
I just love the atmosphere that it created. And also, I feel like we were left on a cliffhanger to where we really could see that one again at some point. You can never really pinpoint when an original will spin back, especially for a sequel, but we've seen it happen. Look at Slaughter Cinema. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen things come back and return in a different form, whether it be Scare Zone to a house to a house. You know, I love Triplets of Terror. I do think that there are other houses that definitely top it.
Right.
But I think I probably would have had it a little higher. If it were my list, I would have had it just
I would have had it earlier in the 30s. Higher 30s.
Higher 30s.
Triplets is so good.
Love the atmosphere created. That opening scene with the cop car out there and everything, really creating that
and
crime scene.
And it was raining.
Yeah. I was like, all right, we working with something here.
Yeah.
You and me when we first walked in there, as soon as we started getting rained on, we were like, let's fucking go.
I love getting rained on. I love it. The same thing with Universal Monsters Unmasked. Same deal. It
takes things to another level. It takes things to another level.
It literally it truly immerses you in that environment. I love it.
That's all you can ask for. That's it. Now, coming in at 38 is what you just talked about. Universal Monsters Legends Collide. Coming in at 38.
38 for Legends Collide.
Craig, I'm gonna let you take that one. I'm kind of indifferent. I really love that house, but I don't know. What do you think? You look like you got a lot of thoughts.
I think Legends Collide is way too low. And here's why. When people were mentioning when Legends Collide first happened, there was so much optimism and so much interest in this house. And when I got out of that house, that actually Legends Collide was the second house I did that year. After Hours Nightmare, of course. Because it was like right next door in that warehouse. And so Legends Collide, it was that triple scare at the end, man. It's one of the best set up scares ever. It's so good and it's so effective in the way they tell the story and the way they tell the story too, especially the facade. The facade was phenomenal.
The detail was insane.
Yeah, the full moon in the background entering, and then you enter the sarcophagus, the big sarcophagus, and then and then you got the Wolfman howling in the background.
That's one house I haven't watched walkthroughs of in a long time since we've gone through it. I'm gonna have to run that back.
That just made me want to watch the walkthrough now.
Yeah, no, that shit was
good, man. It was good. I loved it.
Well, it lands at the 38th spot, and it's always a hard conversation when we start talking about that Universal Monsters saga, especially if you take Bloodlines out and we just talk about the others. That always ends up being a hard conversation.
But I mean, hey, that just goes to show you it's that many banger of houses that have been in the last 5 years. So
yeah, absolutely.
It goes to show you.
Now this next one coming in at 37. This one was not on my favorite list at all, and that is Fallout. And look, this is all I'm going to say. This is all I'm going to say about Fallout.
Are you kidding me?
Here's my thing with Fallout.
Oh God! Wow. Okay. Okay.
Here
Okay.
we go.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
The Gawkin line, 85, 90 minutes. The Fallout line, 25. That's all I
I'm
gotta
just
say about that. That's
I'm
all I gotta say about that.
this is so head scratching because how is Fallout? How is Fallout in the 30s to begin with?
But see, I think which I think you watched Fallout, right?
Yeah, I did. I did.
See, I had never really watched it like that. But this just kind of goes back to what I feel about just certain things shouldn't be a house. The detail was cool and everything, but walking through there at the end of it, I was just like, all right, well, like, okay. I got nothing from it. I just got nothing from it. So that's why I have no problem with where that landed. Probably would
Like
have been
that,
even a little lower for me.
like the house is cool. The details are cool, but I do not agree with that ranking. I don't.
Ooh, Craig said, my list will look different.
Massively different.
Well, we're closing in on our last two for the first part of the trilogy. And coming in at the 36th spot is Fiesta de Chupacabras. Coming in at 36.
Yes,
I got all the love in the world for this house. I
I do too.
love the atmosphere that it created. I loved being in that atmosphere. I love being on the soundstage, yet feeling like I'm outside
Yep, and
and really
it dropped.
forgetting where I am. Loved it.
It dropped. It dropped you in that immersion so well. Like it's almost
Yeah.
like you said, you in the house. I'm like, am I back outside? Like what?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And then the fire, and then it smelled like fireworks, and then the fireworks going off in the background like a celebration, and then it just drops you in that environment. And them chupacabra puppet fire.
Crazy. Yeah. Crazy.
I was
Well,
genuinely scared. I was genuinely scared for my life.
yeah. No, absolutely.
and
Definitely genuinely scared.
then everybody popping out with them chupacabra masks. I was weak. I was dying laughing, but it was good though.
It was like scary but fun.
Yep.
Well, coming in at our last of the night for the very first part of our reaction to the Fear and Beer March Madness house list. Coming in at 35, Monstros, the Monsters of Latin America, landing at the 35 spot. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it landing at the 35 spot.
Put some respect on Monstro's name, because not a lot of because contrary to popular belief, not too many people in Orlando like Monstros.
They
But
really didn't, yeah, they really didn't like
forget
it.
forget all that. Monstros was fire.
Banger. And if we're being honest, Murdy and them cooked with that idea. And I'm so glad that it was able to be brought to Orlando when it had the chance.
Yep, and it opens the door for part 2 and 3 to come.
Absolutely. It opens the door for a part 2 and 3 to come. Well, that is where everything lands for the very first part of this trilogy. I kind of wanted to do like 2 more to kind of start off what they had, going into the next thing. But I think we'll just wait, you know what I'm saying, until it's time to record that episode and get that one out. This has been really fun. All the different HHN podcasts in the community, it's all about hearing different people's perspectives and opinions. No opinion is bad, no opinion is wrong, because everybody has different thoughts, and that's what's so cool about it. You can go listen to HHN Obsession and get one opinion. You can listen to us and get another. Fear and Beer, get a different one. The Stay and Scream podcast, RIP Tour podcast, like all these different pods at 365. Like you can listen to all of them and get a different thought. So that was a lot of fun. The next episode, we're going to be hopping into their list of numbers. That'll be 34 through 17 will be the next episode. We'll be hopping into 34 through 17 breaking them down, giving our opinions, really talking about things and seeing where we land on that list, where we like and don't like, where they put certain things, what they thought. So 35 is coming up. If anybody's going to Spooky Empire, let us know. We'd love to hang out with y'all. We will be down there
in
for
the
that.
building. We will be in the building.
Man. Hopeful for another panel. Who knows? Because Spooky Empire, they're playing us right now. They won't put the schedule out. I keep checking the website every day.
Listen, man, there's a lot of celebrities that's gonna be in the building, man. The whole it welcome to
They
Dairy
got
Cast.
a list, dude.
The whole it welcome to Dairy Cast is now officially gonna be there. So
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
they got Robert Englund, Brad Dourif, his daughter. Man, I'm telling you.
No, Spooky Empire is going to be a time.
There's gonna be
We
some
can't
legends
wait.
in the building, man.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're in the Orlando area, like pull up to Spooky Empire. Like it's not just about HHN. Come meet some of these horror greats, man. They're gonna be some awesome people in the building.
Yeah.
For those of you who did ask, because a few people did ask about when our panel will be dropping from GUICon, sad news, that one will not be dropping. It just the recording process in the venue and a lot of the noise around us, it just the audio didn't come out well. So we won't have that for you, but we'll have a whole lot more on the way. We will continue with this trilogy. We want to do it in order, get them out. The only way we'll stagger it is if we get an announcement of some sort, and we want to hop on and talk about that. Because whatever we get next, everybody's on edge. Everybody's on edge. So
everybody just waiting now.
yeah, man, we got Jack and I fell on. Everybody's waiting. For those of you who would like to purchase a shirt, a hoodie, some stickers, anything from us, the link is in our bio. Definitely grab a hoodie, grab a shirt. It'll come with a sticker. We'll ship it out to you. We just got these cool lower lot parties back in from the sticker shop. So we got a lot of stuff, and definitely come rock out with us. Keep streaming the pod, keep pushing it around, keep telling a friend, tell them to tell their friends. We just want to venture into the fog all the time, 365 days a year, Dead Man's Mike style. That's the big thing with us.
And we just getting started, man.
We just getting started. So like we said, that was part 1 of the trilogy. Part 2 and 3 are on the way. If you want a shirt, hit the link. If you want to check out Fear and Beer's episode, which we would highly recommend you check out this trilogy and everything that they're putting out. They have some really cool episodes, and it's always a good vibe listening to them. Definitely check them out. We'll definitely have that in the description here. And Craig, if you don't have anything else, we're going to close this thing out.
Man,
keep waiting for the next
one. Spooky Empire is coming up in May. We this close. We this close to going to MCO. Seeing that ugly carpet.
I was gonna say seeing that carpet.
Seeing that carpet. Hey, the vibes. The all you gotta say is MCO vibes, and that's all I got. That's all I got.
Trust me, y'all want to be an MCO with us.
You want to be on the flights. Trust me.
Oh man, cannot wait. Definitely cannot wait. Keep staying tuned to us, man. We'll keep talking about everything HHN, bring you announcements, spec, any and everything that we can. Definitely go keep streaming the episode that we did with HHN Obsession. If you're new here, start over from episode 1 and work your way all the way up. They're all fun, good episodes. We have a good time talking about the fog.
Yes, indeed. Ain't nothing like it. Best time of the year.
Ain't nothing like it. Best time of the year. 35 is coming up. Cheers, everybody. Shout out to Fear and Beer again. Appreciate you all for encouraging us to react to your list. We can't wait to keep talking about it. So we will see you all.
What a list it is so far.
Yep. And we'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace out.
Peace out.